All right, so complementary and supplementary angles are very important math, math concepts. So let's go ahead and just dig right on in. The first one is we'll deal with complementary angles. Now, these are not angles that say nice things about you, like, hey, you're so pretty, or hey, I like your shirt, or whatever. No, not that kind of compliment. Okay. Complementary angles are angles that add up to 90 degrees. Okay. If two angles add up to 90 degrees, whether they're touching or not, they are complementary. Okay. If two angles add up to 90 degrees, they are complementary. All right. So for example, let's draw an angle. I'm just going to sketch it. All right. Remember this symbol right here, this little box means that it's 90 degrees. So I know this is a 90-degree angle. Okay, so I'm going to split it. To angle 1 and angle 2. So this is what I know. If I combine angle 1 and angle 2, I get 90 degrees. Thus, angle 1 and angle 2 are complementary, or they're called complements. So that means that angle 1 plus angle 2 equals 90, no matter what. Okay, so if angle 1 is 30, angle 2 is 60. If angle 1 is 50, angle 2 is 40. If angle 1 is 45, then angle 2 is 45. Like, they have to add up to 90 degrees. Why? Because of this box right here that says this is 90 degrees. Okay, so angle 1 and angle 2 together make 90 degrees. That's what complementary means. So let's do an example. Let's say and even if it doesn't look like 90, like I know I drew this one a little obtuse. If you put the box there, then it is, okay? That's more important. When you say something is something, like you don't, no one's gonna take a protractor and measure your angle. If you say it's 90, then it's 90. Okay, try to make it look obviously decent though, right? Okay, so let's say I had this is X and this is 50. Let's solve for X. What is X? Can you guys figure that one out? You can put in the chat once you got it. All right, thank you. Put in the chat, what is X? All right, and again, don't really go by what it looks like. So sometimes you look at it and you're like, oh, it's got to be this, whatever. I mean, my sketch isn't perfect. I just drew it. You saw me. So, all right, good job. Good job. Let's see. All right, so here we go. Remember, what this means is that X plus 50 is equal to 90. Now, some people put in the chat that it's 50, right? X is 50 because one angle is 50, the other is 50. No, remember, angles that are adjacent, that are right next to each other, do not have to be equal to each other. They're just adjacent. They're just next to each other. So again, X plus 50 equals 90. So that means we do minus 50 on both sides, minus 50 on both sides, and X is equal to 40, right? So X is equal to 40. Notice what I did. I just said whatever is here, where X is, okay? Whatever X is here, plus 50 has to equal 90. Why? Because of this right here. Yeah. Let's say I had two random angles. Let's say I drew an angle that looked like this. And I said this was 38 degrees. And then I drew another angle that was random and it was like this. And I said, this is 45 degrees. My question is, are these angles complementary? What do you guys think? Yes or no? Are these guys complementary? Mhm. Remember, well, we have to think, what does complementary mean, right? Complementary means they add up to 90 degrees. So do these two angles add up to 90 degrees? No, right? 38 plus 45 does not equal to 90. Does it matter what they equal? No. It just matters if they're add up to 90 or not. In this case, they don't. So they're not complementary. Another way you might see this problem, you might see it in like a word problem. Okay, we'll do one more really quick, which is um, like angle, let's say angle 3 is equal to, you know, 30 degrees. What is its complement? So what angle would be complementary to angle 3 here, right? How much more do I need? Okay, so it's kind of like the same question, but like in word form, right? So think about it. What is its complement? What angle measure do I need to be complement with this angle, angle 3, or whatever, angle 2, angle whatever angle I say. Okay. Well, remember, complementary or complement means adds up to 90 degrees. So if this one's 30, then the other angle has to be 60, right? Because 30 plus 60 equals 90. Does that make sense? Yeah. Okay, so that's complementary. Complementary angles add up to 90 degrees. Um, you're going to see problems that look like A and B, like, hey, can you just fill in what the answer should be? And you might see ones like C and D where it's like, is it complementary or what is the complement? Okay, what is the complement or what angle is complementary? It's some form of that and how they word it out for you. Okay, so let's move on. Supplementary angles. Supplementary angles add up to 180 degrees. Give me a second to write that down. Supplementary angles add up to 180. Now, here's a good way for you guys to remember which one's which between complementary and supplementary. This is one way that I like to think about it. Which comes first in the alphabet? C or S? Okay. C. Okay. Which comes first when you're counting? 90 or 180? Okay. 90. Well, there you go, right? First one, it's like alphabetical order and number order, right? Complementary, 90, supplementary, 180. Okay. That's a good way um, to think about it. Okay, so what does this one look like? Okay. Now, one thing I have to remember is 180 degrees is a straight angle, straight line, right? So when you see straight lines, straight angles, you should think 180 degrees. So here's the problem. Let's do it here. Let's say that I've got a line right here. This is angle 3, and this is angle 4. So I've got an obtuse angle 3 and an acute angle 4. Are these angles supplementary? Okay. Well, the question is, are they supplementary? You look for, again, you look for the line. Together, they make a straight line. Another way I like to think about it too is if I'm walking from here to here, angle 3 will get me this far, angle 4 will get me the rest of the way. Okay. So angle 3 and angle 4 are supplementary. Because angle 3 plus angle 4 is equal to 180 degrees, right? Straight line. They make a straight line together. All right, so let's try one here. Let's say I have oops. Okay. Could you tell me what y is equal to here? What is y equal to here? Let's see if you can figure it out. All right, good. I'm giving you guys a few more seconds. Thank you. Some of you guys put in the chat. I'll let you guys know if you got it right or not in just a second. All right, some of you guys are getting it. Good job. Give you guys a few more seconds to try this one. All right, now something that's tempting to do on these problems is say that 2y is equal to 50, okay, or 150. But here's the problem. I mean, one is a really obtuse angle and one is a really acute angle, right? So they can't be equal to each other. We know that. Even if our drawing isn't, perfect, we can at least see that, right? So this is not the way to go. Remember, you have to think about what supplementary means. I have a straight line here. So that means that if I go 2y plus 150, okay? So again, using my kind of analogy, I'm going, if I go 2y, that's how far that'll take me, and then 150 will take me the rest of the way. 2y plus 150 should equal 180. Yeah? Okay, can I solve that? Yeah, that's what we did last chapter, right? Let's go ahead and draw our wall. I'm going to subtract 150 on both sides. I'm left with 2y is equal to 30. Okay, 2y is equal to 30. Last step, divide by 2 on both sides. Y is equal to 15. Y is equal to 15. Let's do one more just like this to practice here, okay? Let's say this one is, say this is 40, and let's say this is 7x. Can you tell me what x is equal to? Go and put in the chat. What do you think? What is x equal to here? All right, very good. Good job, Jarek. Good job, Alondra. Good job, Nee. Yep. Good job, Kelly. Good job. All right. Anyone else? Okay, here we go. 7x plus 40, they're supplementary, so they equal 180 degrees, right? Supplementary because they make that straight line. There's that straight line. Sorry, my line wasn't very straight. Okay, here we go. Minus 40, minus 40. 7x is equal to 140. Divide by 7, divide by 7. X is equal to 20. All right. Now, this is actually harder than your IXL. I think for your IXL, they don't put like a 7x. They just put like an x. So you just need to say like, oh, well, what plus 40 equals 180, right? Okay, so going back to what we did today. Two different things, two big things. What do you have to remember? All right, is complementary angles add up to 90? And so we see some examples there where we said, okay, well, if I have a right angle, two angles add up to it, that's what I get. Okay. So we did a problem like this where, like problem B, where I said, okay, 50 plus x has to equal 90. Can you figure out what x is? Can you figure out what we're missing? And then we do the same thing with the supplementary angles, right? Supplementary angles add up to 180. And right, we say, well, if I know what y, this is 150, this is 2y, together they have to add up to 180. Right? They're not equal to each other. They add up to 180. That's what supplementary means. And again, remember, complementary, C becomes before S, 90 comes before 180. So that's a good way to remember and distinguish. All right. Okay, so that is complementary and supplementary angles.